What's going on, everybody? It's Matt here from Night and Day Performance, back again with another video. Beside me here I have a 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and today what we're doing is we're changing the plugs on it after the dealership put the incorrect plugs in it. One thing that I wanted to kind of go over, because a lot of people have had this question in the forums, they've asked me this question because they don't understand the process, how to gap Iridium plugs. Now, a lot of people are going to pause and say, wait a minute, Iridium plugs are not supposed to be gapped. They're pre-gapped from the manufacturer. You're not supposed to change the gap. The reason that they say this is because on your plugs that you're getting from, say, NGK, the inside right here, you're going to see this little fine tip in between the spark plug, in between the top and the bottom, the electrodes. All right, so this is Iridium. Iridium is very brittle. The reasoning behind saying do not gap these is because if you do your traditional style and you try to use a gap coin like this right here, you're gonna break them. You're gonna break the Iridium, you're gonna break the spark plug, and it's gonna be no good. So when you're doing these, most of the time they are the correct spec for what you're getting when you put your manufacturer's information in from, you know, Advance, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, whoever you use. However, sometimes they're not, and it's always good to check. With this vehicle specifically, it's calling for a 0.031 gap, which is about 80 millimeters. On this one, these plugs are actually a little tighter than that from the manufacturer. We always check the gap, and we always change them to make sure that they're exactly correct, especially on supercharged motors. And then when you have your other vehicles that you get, say you have a Durango or a Chevrolet, like a SS, that's not supercharged. When you add a supercharger to them, you're gonna have to change the gap of your plugs, and you're gonna have to change the heat range most of the time. So changing the gap of the plugs, you're not gonna always find the manufacturer's spec. Your builder's usually gonna tell you what spec you wanna run in the vehicle. So for instance, this one right here, like I said, I have a feeler gauge. This is what I use to check my gap. On the feeler gauge, you have different sizes, and I'll put that there in case you can see it. It's a little older. This says 0.032 or 80 millimeters. So when we're doing this, what I want to do is you want to take this here, and I'll get closer to the camera so you can see. And you're going to want to take this and put it right in here and see if it fits. Now, as you can see, this one, it doesn't quite fit inside of there. All right, so it's stopping. That's because the gap is slightly smaller. What I've noticed on these, they're running right around 0.030, right around like 78 millimeters. Will it hurt the engine? Not necessarily. Will it cause a problem? Not necessarily. But we're gonna make sure that they're correct. So how we do the plugs, you don't have to do them this way, you can do them your own way, but on Iridium plugs specifically, never stick anything in between the electrodes and try to pry this apart. Never do that. What you want to do is you want to open this top part. I use needle nose pliers. So what I'm going to do, let me see if I can get the right angle, is I'm going to grab just the electrode on the top, the grounding electrode, not the middle, and I'm going to twist it ever so slightly to just open it up just a tad bit. Now I'm going to take my feeler gauge and I'm going to run the feeler gauge inside of it. So here, as you can see, it's going inside of it very easy. That's too big. So what you want to do is you want to make it so that it just barely fits in there. You're not going to force it. So now you can use the ground, you can use the table. I just use the flat portion of my pliers, and I tap so lightly on the top, and then I double check. All right, so you can hear it squealing there. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. That means it's very close, but I can still get a little play. Tap a few more times. And like that. I can get it in there, and a little more. You drop your feeler gauge, make sure you grab the right one when you pick it back up. Let's see here. Where'd she go? There we go. And like that. So the plug goes in, it's not falling off, but I can slide it right out. That's when you know it's gapped correctly. I've already done all 16 plugs. This is the last one. So I wanted to go over that with you guys, but that's how you do Iridium plugs. Your older style plugs, yes, you can get away with using the gap coin, opening it up, and it usually doesn't cause too much damage. But to protect the Iridium tips, to make sure that your spark plugs are not getting damaged, that's how we gap them. We open up the very top grounding electrode, that's all we're touching, open it up a little bit, check with a feeler gauge, tap it back down to see exactly where it is. And like I said, you want to make it so that it fits tight, not loose, not where you have to force it in. Never force it in, because like I said, the Iridium is brittle. You will break it. So if you guys have any more questions about this, or if you have any comments, please leave them down in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, and share for more videos. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.